Hello, my dear students, and welcome back. With your exams just around the corner, I know things can get a little tense. So today, we're going to tackle a chapter that I know can be a bit tricky, statistics. But don't you worry, by the end of this, we're going to make it all super easy and visual. So let me ask you, did tables full of numbers give you a headache? I know. Looking at all those rows and columns can feel so overwhelming, right? But what if I told you there's a way to turn all those boring numbers into an exciting picture story? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today.
You know, they say one picture is better than 1,000 words. And in maths, this is so true. A good graph helps us see the story behind the data, instantly. It's not magic, it's just a really smart way to understand everything at a single glance.
Cheto, let's see our plan for today. We're going to cover these topics one by one, and I'll make sure you understand everything perfectly. Ready to start? Let's go.
Okay, let's dive into our first type of graph, the simple and, the very strong bar graph. Now, when you're drawing a bar graph, there are two things you absolutely must remember. But Joe, the key things here are uniform width and equal spacing. This is so important because it makes sure our comparison is fair and the picture is telling the true story. So let's take this simple example of a family's monthly kharcha, or expenses, right from your textbook. We've got different headings like grocery, rent, and how many thousand rupees they spend on each.
And look at that! This brilliantly illustrates the data. See how easy it is to tell that the spending on rent and education is the highest? Your eyes just go right to the tallest bars. So much easier than reading that table, isn't it?
Okay, let's move to our next level and see how this gilds. Bar graphs are great for separate things, but what about data that's continuous, like marks or height? For that, we need a histogram.
Now, what's really interesting is the difference between a bar graph and a histogram. And this is a very common exam question. The most crucial point is this. Histograms have no gaps. The bars are all stuck together because the data flows from one point to the next.
Look here. This is a histogram for the weights of 36 students. Now, since weight is a continuous thing, you can be 50 kilos or 50.1 or 50.2, the bars are all stuck together to show that continuous flow.
And now, for the boss level. Sometimes the teacher gives a tricky question with different class widths. This is a very important exam question, so listen carefully. But don't you worry, we have a simple formula to solve it.
You just have to follow these simple steps, and that formula in step 3, that's the key. It's like a magic formula. We're just going to adjust the height of each bar. Let's apply it to the example of student marks from table 12.4 in your book.
And there we go. After using our formula, this is the correct graph. Now it tells the true story of the student's marks because the area of each bar correctly shows the frequency. See? So simple.
Fantastic work. Our third and final graph type is the easiest of all, I promise. We just have to connect some dots. Okay, so first, we need to find the dots we're going to connect. And for that, we need to find the class mark for each class interval. And look at this very simple formula. You just add the upper limit and lower limit and divide by 2.
We just add the upper and lower limit and divide by 2. See? For 140 to 150, we get 145. For 150 to 160, we get 155. It's that easy, and now we have all our class marks right here.
Now for the fun part. We plot these class marks and their frequencies, get our dots, and then we just connect them with a straight line. That's it! Your frequency polygon is ready. This is great for comparing two sets of data, like maybe two cricket teams' scores in a match.
Okay, time for a quick practice question, just like one you might get in your exam. So, get your notebooks and pens ready? Are you ready?
Here is the data. So, I want you to pause the explainer right now, try to draw this bar graph in your notebook, and find the winner. Come on, give it a try. Okay, did you do it? If your graph looks something like this, you are absolutely correct. You can clearly see that Party A won the maximum number of seats. Well done. Fantastic job.
So, let's quickly summarize the superpower you have gained today. Yes, you now have a math superpower.
So, the crucial point is to choose the right type of graph for the right type of data. For separate items, use a bar graph. For continuous data, use a histogram. Remember, no gaps. And for a quick look at the shape of the data, the frequency polygon is perfect. You are all brilliant. You have just learned to make boring numbers tell an interesting story. I know you will do wonderfully in your exams. Go and ace them!
If this was helpful, please share this with your friends and do subscribe for more videos just like this one. Let me know in the comments what chapter you want me to make easy for you next. Bye-bye, Butcho. See you next time.